Viewer discretion is advised.
Florida Marlins. Your attendance makes the Florida Panthers look like they are selling out the joint. And this after you built a new ballpark designed to cater to your market with a Jesus shrine in center field. Both times you won the World Series, you were dismantled like a traveling state fair and put into storage until a new owner pours in money to sate an indifferent fan base. And that new owner starts out by trading away all of your talent like a Black Friday shopping raid. And who can forget expansion draft darling Orestes Destrada, which is fitting because Jeter is treating this team like a farm club for the Yankees.
There is so much failure in this stadium, it might need its own video. Before it opened, there was a lawsuit over its funding, an SEC investigation, and a mayoral recall as the public outcry over this dumpster fire reached a head in 2011. And let's not even talk about the on-field play, the tacky statue in center field, the trouble they had growing grass, its leaky roof, Jeter's fleecing of the team, and after bilking all the taxpayers, nobody comes to the damn game. 2018 was a special year for blowouts, and it looks like the Marlins still haven't recovered from this early season beatdown, or Jeffrey Loria. Every Philly except pitcher Jake Thompson notched a hit, as the team went 9 for 14 with runners in scoring position. Michael Franco had 6 RBI and has the absolutely most look-at-me spelling of the name Michael ever. Probably the only mascot you are in danger of being stabbed by if you get too close to. Billy the Marlin reportedly hasn't sued anyone since his tenure as a mascot. In 1997, a U.S. Navy SEAL dressed as Billy lost the mascot's head during a parachute attempt into Pro Player Stadium on opening day. The head wasn't found until 2 months later on the side of the Florida Turnpike. Billy the Marlin also hurt a fan, knocking an elderly man unconscious with his t-shirt cannon. The man filed suit and lost. Man, the Marlins have good lawyers. Can the Marlins do anything right? First, they botched their ballpark, sue their fans, trade Christian Yelich, and before that, in 2013, Alex Sanabia got caught hawking a loogie on the ball, which is so egregious, the spit bounced off it like a kid who just had cake at Jumpology. Fittingly, umpire Joe West didn't even see it, though all of Twitter did.
Let's not lie to ourselves, the Miami Marlins are an absolute disgrace to sport. The fact that this team has had such riches in its player pool and 2 World Series titles over their brief history is baffling. To have not only a baseball trail of tears with 1 owner, but 2 is humiliating all its own. But the Marlins still exist to the dismay of many baseball fans hereover. But there is hope. Despite all the misery and self-interest, Jeffrey Loria has finally sold off the Marlins after over 15 years of miserable, miserly ownership. I think this calls for celebration. For the occasion, I have written a special poem to our billionaire friend and compatriot troll of Miami sports. Jeffrey, oh beautiful Jeffrey, your loaded pockets only matched by your aging majesty. It's unfortunate that reputation isn't free. Montreal was your baby, your shiny toy, but the things you had in store for them, oh boy. Here lie a promising team of youth and vigor. The ways to blow them up would be bigger. Gutting, shredding, stripping of TV broadcasts, nothing is sacred down to the last. Turns out nobody wants to watch this mess. Demand a new stadium, it's all for the best. Montreal refuses and the team is in dreck. Let's give him another franchise to wreck. The Marlins, another young, hungry team. The ways to make profit he can only dream. A championship in tow, to hell with the show. Sell off everything down to the pits, even the fixtures, they're deep in the shit. But the solution is in view, a glorious sight. A new stadium and rebrand bring the Marlins to light. Throw his money into it, balderdash, pilfer the taxpayers and city for the cash. Now to Little Havana, our new home and borough. Time for our manager to praise Castro. Too bad he was playing the fiddle and thought it was funny. Fuck it, blow it up again, we already have your money. Lawsuits, pessimism, general dread. We don't care, Jeff's eating plenty of bread. But he is bored and ready to sell. The buyers at hand have a story to tell. The first suitor, a man named Yeb, a former governor, a gullible pleb. But alas, he realizes it's a trap.
Please clap.
Now he is sold for $1.2 billion. Far more than what he should have gotten. Fuck this worthless sack of shit taking 2 fucking franchises down to the dust. Fuck this fucking worthless sack of shit. Thank the gods this man is out of the spotlight. The fact that he ran 2 franchises into the grounds is an absolutely damning black eye of Bud Selig's tenure. But this is a new era, a fresh start for the Marlins. They will not repeat the same mistakes they had made in the past. In front of them, they have 2 prospective owners, the local businessman who will attempt to repair the damaged relationship between the team and city, or Derek Jeter. A man who will strive to field a competitive team no matter the cost, or Derek Jeter. Well, this one doesn't take a genius. Mr. November is now the part owner of a sports franchise, reinforcing the stereotype that all New Yorkers flock to Florida for a cozy retirement. The commissioner may have shown favoritism towards him, but Jeter wants to make his mark in the executive world. The Marlins are a team with promise. They have the reigning MVP in Giancarlo Stanton and a young, energizing hitting core. All this team needs are a few tweaks. It's time to purge the old guard. All of those legacy jobs that Loria entitled, they can be thrust into the meat grinder. We need to eliminate that losing culture after all. Heck, we need to deservedly fire this longtime employee right after he got surgery to remove cancerous tumors from his colon. Wait, what? That might be one of the most heartless things I have ever seen. It's almost as if he is as much of a money-grubbing asshole as Loria. The rumors of cheats in New York may have been true, but he won't gut the team this early into his tenure. It would be an awful look. Go ahead and smite me otherwise. God damn it. But I mean, he won't sell out Giancarlo. He may have an albatross contract that Loria locked him into knowing he wouldn't be around to foot the bill, but he's the face of the franchise. Besides, he's got an opt-out in 3 years. He's gonna fuck off anyway. Oh no. You traded him to the goddamn Yankees for pennies on the dollar. Are we sure Derek isn't on Brian Cashman's payroll? But you know what? Maybe they like the prospects they fetched. He should be done with the selling and rebuild from... There's not enough liquor in the world to describe what I'm feeling right now. Marcell Ozuna? You're trading the guys that you should be building around for the future. Fuck's sake, you're done now, right? Oh shit, turns out that Christian Yelich didn't take kindly to being dangled around like bait on the trading block and wants out too. Budding catcher JT Realmuto, oh yeah, he definitely wants the first flight out of Miami. This situation just went from a tragedy to an outright disaster. A team that is still reeling from the loss of Jose Fernandez chose to commit harakiri on a league-wide scale. They blew it up yet again. This one stings more than usual though. This was supposed to be different. The Marlins weren't supposed to do this to their fans yet again. Although this leads me to believe a rather stark theory. Jeter and company don't actually have the capital to finance a baseball team. The issue here is that the Marlins themselves are in a ridiculous amount of debt thanks to the sins of Loria. The team itself is losing tens of millions of dollars per year. Former store purveyors at their new stadium are suing the bejesus out of them for openly lying to them about potential sales numbers. Their attendance numbers make Florida Panthers games look like sellouts in comparison. And you know what? I don't blame the populace for not showing up whatsoever. The Marlins may have had a rich history with great players, but they've just been blown up by avaricious owners every goddamn time. To pay off outstanding debts, the new bosses have done the same. Let's face it, even if Jose Fernandez were still alive, he too would have been sold off for prospects to save a few bucks as well. It's an inevitability with this. A team that has not been gutted once, not twice, not thrice, but 4 times over the past 20 years and somehow expects to maintain some sort of goodwill with the fans. Jeter overconfidently stepped into a raging fire and somehow made it worse. I'm more stunned at how the hell he did it. The Marlins had hit bottom years ago, yet found a way to go deeper. And by God, the few fans that are left are carrying him and the rest of baseball to the guillotine. The chance for the Marlins to try and mend their hideously mangled relationship with Miami has been mercilessly slaughtered. The culprits are an enabling Rob Manfred and Derek Jeter. This time, the damage may never recover. So how the hell do they make this worse? Because we all know it's going to happen. And one more thing, fuck Marlins, man.